Well, good evening. Welcome to the State of the Nation, being the 12th day of the month. The year is 2023. Welcome to yet another broadcast, a very important day because it marks exactly 9 months since President William Ruto got into office. And also, this is the week which is very important in regards to the finance bill. The Finance and Planning Committee in Parliament is going to present their proposal in the National Assembly. They were on a retreat to in Naivasha to discuss the contents of this particular bill, and the opposition is speaking tough on their position in regards to the implementation of the finance bill. The fate is rested on the members of Parliament to either pass in the proposals of the finance bill or reject, as far as the Azimio la Umoja One Coalition Party is concerned. And joining me in the broadcast is President Emeritus of St. Paul's University Student Association, Mr. Marvin Ibrahim. Welcome to the broadcast again.
Asante sana.
Karibu sana.
Always a pleasure.
You look sharp.
Thank you. You look great too.
Let's get into it. We're talking about the independence of the legislature.
Yes.
We saw the president, saying, "I want to see how the members of parliament will vote," and many have interpreted that as the president giving a direct opinion to the members of parliament to vote in his favor.
Yes.
Do you think there is autonomy, there is independence as far as making decisions in parliament is concerned?
Allow me to first say that our three arms of government do not operate in a vacuum. They didn't just exist. And some of the powers that some of these arms enjoy were donated by other arms.
Yeah.
For instance, Parliament had to guarantee the judiciary some sort of autonomy through laws, which means that in a way, the way the legislature operates affects Parliament. And, the president has sort of the responsibility to sometimes appoint judges in the judiciary. And so absolute autonomy does not exist. We will never wake up any day and say that the legislature or the judiciary or the executive is operating autonomously.
Yes.
And therefore what I believe we should pursue is a government or a setup where even when the legislature acts in the interests of the executive, the legislature does so with some sort of backup to it.
Okay.
For instance, they don't do it just because the executive has asked them to do it. They do it with reasons. So if I am a parliamentarian and I'm coming to you as a Kenyan and telling you I voted a yes for the finance bill, I shouldn't say I'm doing so because the president told me to do so. I should say I'm doing so because of 1, 2, 3. But when you have parliamentarians who tell you that the government does not lose, then it is a problem for me, because the same Kenya Kwanza parliamentarians were saying the government does not lose are the same people who forget they had to beat the government to become the government. And so the government lost then. What makes them think that the government cannot lose now? And whom did the government lose to? The government did not lose to the Kenya Kwanza government. It lost to the people of Kenya. And it's now the people of Kenya who are telling you that if you do not do this right, then again as a government, you are going to lose. So, autonomy per se, I don't believe in absolute autonomy.
You don't believe in absolute autonomy?
But yes, the government at least should give parliamentarians reasons to vote in the bill.
But I'm just looking at the Kenyan constitution, the newly promulgated constitution in 2010. And the system of governance gave the executive its independence, the judiciary its independence, and the National Assembly, the legislature at large, its independence. But here is a government led by the executive, which has an agenda. And to implement this agenda, it has to pass through the parliament, the body that is mandated to pass laws. And we get into the finance bill now, because it is going to be physically read to the parliament this week.
Yes.
The president has an agenda, and he needs to work with the members of parliament.
Yes.
At this time, is the interest of the Mwananchi considered, or the interest of the president? Because the president has a vision, an agenda to push the government forward.
I don't think that is something we should even be discussing right here.
What do you mean? What do you mean? The people who elected. Just hang on.
The constitution which we promulgated.
Yes.
Puts the sovereignty.
Yeah.
On the people.
Exactly. The power belongs to the people.
And so, for anyone to even think that for a moment the interest of the president should be above the interest of the people, it would be crazy, it would be preposterous, if you ask me.
Is that the case? From your interpretation and from the way you see the Kenyan politics, who do you think will get the light of the day in this whole issue of the Finance Bill 2023?
I don't want to lie. In the short term, the president may win. And the Finance Bill, of course, may be passed in Parliament. And he will, of course, pen his signature and
into law
and make it a law.
I want us to focus winding up this discussion.
Yes.
If at all this bill passes, what will post-finance bill, look like, if at all it passes in Parliament?
Tough times are indeed awaiting Kenyans post finance bill
2023.
Yeah. Because really, look at this, Peter.
Yeah.
You are working as a content creator.
Yes.
And the government is taking 40% of your income in various ways.
Yeah.
But at least you know that when you have 100,000 shillings, when you earn 100,000 shillings, then 60,000 shillings.
That's correct.
Are not yours. I mean, 40,000 shillings are not yours. Would you be motivated to work?
Quite a situation.
And so what will happen is that we will have a demotivated workforce. We will have a workforce that will think it's working for the government, and so would not want to be innovative, would not want to be creative, especially in the civil service sector. Government workers are not going to go the extra mile. And if they're going to do them, they're going to do so in corrupt ways, in ways in which the government, cannot tax whatever they earn from it. We're also going to have a slump in, the number of investors who are willing to invest in the country because, the cost of power is going up.
Yeah.
The cost of labor, of course, is going to go up. And so, as an investor, that's not the kind of environment that you'd want to operate in. Finally, we are going to have a tumultuous economic time, which is also not economic but political time, that is also going to affect the economy. So things are not looking up for the Kenya Kwanza government in terms of the economy, but if a miracle happens, then we'll end good. But personally, I would not vouch for the Kenya Kwanza government right now, especially when it comes to them stabilizing the economy.
Okay.
Yes.
One word for the president, just one word.
Mr. President, there has to be a lot in your mind right now. And how I wish that of the many things that are in and on your mind right now, are the millions of Kenyans who currently have to take on their meal a day. I hope that if there's one thing on your mind, then it's the Mama Mboga who woke up very early in the morning to go and vote for you, and is now trying to tell you that, oh God, things are not looking up, Mr. President. I hope that if there's one thing on your mind, Mr. President, then it is the content creator who wakes up very early in the morning, not knowing whether or not he's going to get 100,000 views or 10 views, but keeps working at it, because he knows that there is indeed a promise, a better future. Because if these people are on your mind, then you will realize that really the opinions of one Osoro, the opinions of one Ichungwa, the opinions of one Ndindi Nyoro really do not matter. When these people are on your mind and are speaking to you, the way they spoke to you during the campaigns. And Mr. President, may I remind you that it is very sad that the Mama Mboga who used to call their neighbor and tell them to vote for you are currently calling their neighbor and telling them Zakayo anafa ashuke. Mr. President, you have the cardinal chance. You have the cardinal chance to say that, yes, I'm listening to you, Mama Mboga, I'm listening to you, Mr. Boda Boda. I will not overtax you. And even if I tax you, it will not feel like it's punitive.
Okay. Wow.
Yes.
Thank you. Quite profound. I hope this message gets to the president. And this platform is a platform really to engage and to be a watchdog and, you know, to tell the president and the entire leadership, this is what people are saying.
Yes.
Thank you for your time. President Marvin Ibrahim is the President Emeritus, St. Paul's University Students Association. Always a pleasure to have you. Your time is appreciated here. And thank you so much, my viewers, for making this happen. Thank you so much. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you're updated on every video that I post. Many thanks and special thanks to my director, Brian Jenga, and the tour, Deborah Septing, and so many people who have helped me around the camera people, and Marlon Mutunji and the entire marketing team. Thank you so much. Let me know your comments on the comment section on the state of the nation. My name is Peter Mwema. Bye-bye for now.